Hi guys, welcome to another episode of KWR Details. Today we have this 25-year-old Ford Ranger. That's right folks, a 1999 Ford Ranger in for an epic transformation. Here's some before shots. She's quite oxidized. Originally it was a South Carolina truck. Made its move up to New York State. It's been somewhat neglected. And as you can see on the hood, quite a bit of oxidation, and it feels like sandpaper. We do have some crow's feet on the hood. There's one spot there, but there's a few spots all over the hood. And if you look up top, there's definitely some clear coat failure. We're going to see what we can do to at least try to extend the life of this paint for our customer. Very, very oxidized. As always, we're starting with our wheels and tires first. We're using Super Clean here on the tires. Just watching that bloom, that browning just melt right off. And now we're using our Chemie Magic Wheel Cleaner to get all the iron contamination off the wheels. You can see they're starting to turn purple. That's all iron contamination. That's from using your brakes. It's small flakes of hot iron that stick to your wheels and the rest of the body as well. If you've ever seen a white car that's had little flecks of what looks like rust in the paint, that's iron contamination. Wait till you see this, folks. Look at that. Look at that purple. That's all iron contamination. That's a good shot of the browning, too. We're just using our barrel brush to get in the barrels. Please excuse my dog. He's usually out here keeping me company while I detail. I'll speed things up a little bit here. And we're going to repeat the process one more time with the Super Clean and the Magic Wheel Cleaner. Starting with our pre-foam. This is going to be Koch's active foam. It's got a pH of 9.5. Not sure why it's not super foamy. I didn't want to under-dilute it, especially since I'm working in the sun. But this is good for getting certain contaminants off the paint in preparation for the iron remover. I used a little bit more iron remover than I should have, but this paint's so neglected. Usually it's one spray on the panel, one spray on the perforated synthetic decontamination towel, or clay towel for short. Basically what this is doing is similar to what it did on the wheels. We're chemically and mechanically decontaminating the paint. The iron remover being the chemical decontamination, and the clay towel or the perforated synthetic decontamination towel is going over the paint, and it's taking out any iron particles that are actually in the paint. That's a lot of the reason why this truck felt like sandpaper. And once we do this, it's pretty smooth. This is our after wash walk around. And we have some improvement. It's still quite oxidized. Let's see what we can do for those yellowing headlights also. It's a little clearer, but we can absolutely improve that. This is from the South Carolina sun and no protection. Paint's a lot smoother now that it's been decontaminated. Now we're starting with our purple wool pad from DIY Detail and Gold Standard Polish. I'm going to see how that finishes down for us. Your purple pad is made more for cutting. And as I stated in a previous video, the Gold Standard Polish is pad dependent. And this is our yellow waffle weave with Gold Standard Polish. And see how that finishes out. We're doing this to make sure we're getting the cut we want and the clarity in the paint. Now, mind you, this paint is not perfect. There is quite a bit of bird dropping etching and water spot etching. As you can see, it's not quite taking away the oxidation like I wanted. So we're going to try doing another test spot. This time we're using Chemie's H902 Heavy Cut with the purple wool pad. What I found that it did leave a fair amount of hazing, which it's going to. If you think about using like a heavier sandpaper, you always have to follow up with something, you know, a little not as coarse, a little finer sandpaper, and then finish down from there. So you go with a coarse sandpaper, then a finer sandpaper, then a finer sandpaper, then a finer sandpaper. We're basically doing the same here. We're using the heavy cut to remove the heavy oxidation. And then what we decided to do was we decided to pair that with the Gold Standard Polish and the yellow waffle weave to take out that hazing. Not sure how, but this managed to record upside down. And this is the side with the H902 Heavy Cut by Chemie. And this is the DIY Detail Gold Standard Polish with the yellow waffle weave. A lot more clarity on this side. And This is the combo that we decided to use on this truck. What we'll do is we'll start with our purple wool pad and our heavy cut compound from Koch, go around the entire truck, and then we will follow up with gold standard polish and the yellow waffle weave to take out the hazing marks in the paint. Once we're done polishing, about 4 passes, give or take, we use our rinseless dampened microfiber to wipe off the polish, followed up with a dry one. And here's the truth teller. I pulled it out into the sun. The sun will always tell you the truth about the condition of paint. And I'm not sure if it's going to show up so well on video, but there is a little bit of hazing, which is why we opted to follow up with the gold standard polish and the yellow waffle weave. This is cutting amazing. Just a little side-by-side comparison. This is the oxidized and scratched up side. And this is the side after it's been cut. Look at that, the metal flakes back. I'll take it. This paint was neglected for a long, long time. Starting with our ceramic coating. What we're using now is called Panel Prep by DIY Detail. Basically gets all the remaining oils and polish off the paint. You want it as clean as possible so that the ceramic coating will stick to the paint. This customer opted for our DIY Detail 3-year Graphene Ceramic Coating, which is an amazing choice. The gloss and clarity you get from the paint is just amazing. You can see me priming the pad in the background. You want to put between 8 to 10 drops to prime the pad. And then for every panel after that, 2 to 3 drops. Unless your applicator pad gets dry, then you can apply more. I like to kind of box in my area and then do circles. It's easier on your body, especially my elbow. What you'll see me doing here is I'm not only going over the paint, but I'm going over the exterior plastics. They were treated earlier today with DIY Details Trim, Restore, and Protect. Basically what it is it's a ceramic coating for exterior plastics. It also has a black dye in it to help restore your trim back to just about new. It also has a ceramic in it to help protect it. One more time, demonstrating the ceramic coating. Hopefully I can show you on this one what you're looking for in terms of the product flashing. Basically what's happening is there's carrier solvents in the ceramic, and those create a rainbow effect while your ceramic is cross-linking to the paint. And once you see those carrier solvents flash off, you'll see about 50% of that rainbow effect. Looks like an oil slick on water. You see about 50% of that gone. You can begin to level your coating. It's pretty humid here today, so I can see the coating already starting to evaporate, about 50%. See if I can't get a better shot next time. But what we're doing is we're taking our leveling towel with no pressure. We're leveling the coating. Just making sure it's all spread out evenly. You're not wiping it off, you're leveling it. And the red towel is your insurance wipe. It's a bit of a more plush cloth, and it's basically ensuring that you get all of the leveling perfect and that you don't have any high spots. What I'm trying to show you here is the rainbow effect that you're looking for, that oil slick on water. Trying to put my finger in there so maybe the camera will focus more to be able to show you. I really hope it comes out on camera. Here's our final walk around. Looking for any high spots. Just check out that paint now. It shines like it should have years ago. Cleaned up pretty good for a 25-year-old truck, I must say. It was quite a challenge, quite a bit of work. And if you'll notice, that dent that was in front of the rear tire, that very large dent is now gone. I reached behind there and I was able to pop it out with my hand. And just look at that paint pop now. Look at that metal flake. The trim, restore, and protect worked amazing. The trim is now back to where it should be. And that paint just pops. It's amazing. Came out amazing. I can't wait until my customer sees this. We also did our headlights, so they're not as yellow. Here's a couple shots of our interior before. What we did was we used the Tornador to blow most of the debris out. Then we vacuumed it up. We shampooed the seats. And she's clean inside and out now. These are the after photos. Use some 303 protectant on the plastics. And she's good to go.
Can I let it look right now?
Yep.
All right.
Oh, bring the camera.
Get the fuck out of here. It's so tiny. It does. Inside of them right there.
Yes. So that's your ceramic coating.
Yeah. What's the strength? It's just fucking amazing.
I started my.
You look good again.
So we may have the reveal in the end.
All
What do you
right.
think?
I love it.
There's a lot of stuff that can be fixed, like obviously the crow's feet here.
Right, it's 25-year-old.
And right, and there's crow's feet.
Yeah.
This, those can't be fixed.
Yeah.
The clear coat failure. I polished it. Couldn't get it any clearer, but it is coated, so it will hopefully hold up. Headlights restored. Pull it out in the sun. Looks like.
Definitely. Use that?
Right here. There he is. You got fingerprints all over it,
I
Andy.
know, dude. I gotta buff them off. Thank you so much.
Good. I'm glad you're happy. In fact, very
Be super head. I do think you're gonna reflect that well ever again. Or
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. But it's all protected.
you said 3 years?
Your graphene ceramic coating.
These are no
You'll
touch.
notice the graphene. Well, graphene is graphene's a little bit more hydrophobic,
Okay.
but you'll notice the properties of the graphene start to go away after about a year, but your hydrophobics will still be there.
Okay.
But your plastics have been all restored.
Beautiful.
Yeah, no longer faded.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're now going to be YouTube famous.
Fantastic. This is what I always wanted, right?
Good deal.
What do you think, Eddie?
I like it. It looks really nice.
Hey guys, Kyla from KWR Details. Thanks for joining me for this epic transformation of this 25-year-old Ford Ranger. If you like what you saw, why not give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at KWR Details. Thanks, guys.